I'm going to tell you guys about these recently deemed extinct creatures.
Okay.
And you can tell me if you think whether or not they're still around.
Love it.
Okay. So in 2022, the first contender recently declared extinct, officially declared extinct this year last year in 2022, declined due to human hunting and the introduction of feral pigs, presumed extinct as early as the late 17th century. So it hasn't been seen in a while.
Okay.
The Bermuda hawk.
The Bermudan hawk.
Mm-hmm.
So a subspecies of hawk that lives in Bermuda.
Yeah.
Heavily populated.
Island.
Yeah, an island.
Not very large.
Not seen since the 1700s. It's a big animal.
Yep.
It's a big bird. I'm gonna go with it's gone. It's gone.
No way. I got to disagree with you here, Pat.
Okay.
This is the, you ever heard of the Bermuda Triangle phenomenon that happens?
Of course.
These are the birds that are responsible for it.
Makes sense.
I mean, it's without question.
It is without question. No one's questioning it.
So it's
because nobody
alive.
else but you thought
They
of it.
went into the portal where all the planes and ships.
Well,
went?
it's a triangle. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an actual portal, you idiot. And then the birds are there.
Fuck.
And they just, you know.
Okay. What do you think, biologist?
Well, I mean, I was on your team until Peter gave his eloquent and very sound argument.
I know.
So, you know,
That's
to
right.
be honest, at this point, I believe in Peter's theory.
Still alive, baby. Ding, ding.
All right, next up on the list. What I just said, I believe Peter.
What do you really
No, but
think?
I think it's gone. Yeah, I do. I think it's gone. It's you know, hasn't been seen since the 17th century. Like you said, populated
Yeah.
area, the Caribbean, pretty easy to drive. There's a lot of things have been, you know, removed from those island nations because people are there and those things get pushed out.
Yep.
Unlike our next creature,
Okay.
from a lake in Morocco, officially declared extinct in 2022, like everything else on this list, but last recorded in 1930. Now, their population declined due to introduction of common carp, which I think we've talked about here. Carp eat fish eggs,
Yep.
and so it's very easy for carp to really hammer the population of native species. It's one of the reasons there's such a problem. This is the Lake Sidi Ali trout,
Okay.
named after the lake in Morocco.
Okay. Go first this time.
Listen, I don't know. It was seen in 1930s. It's a good looking fish. The problem, I mean, the thing is, it's just so hard because it's underwater and you can never be sure that something underwater is completely gone. I'm going to have to say, it pains me, but it's still alive. Again,
I like that.
It's alive.
I like the optimism.
Can you pull up the big picture of Lake City Ali? Let's see how big this lake is. Small lake.
It's like a
Yeah,
pond.
not huge.
It's not a very big lake. The carp went in and decimated it. It's gone.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big lake. Carp are incredibly invasive and
Yeah.
they are ravenous. But here's the thing. Carp are native to Europe, obviously not to that lake, but they're native to parts of Europe.
Yep.
Okay, so some of these species have co-evolved with them. And in places like here in California, where carp are common in our waterways,
Yeah.
many species of trout have remained. Now, they've still decimated their populations, but a lot of species of trout have managed to be able to coexist with them. So,
Sure.
you know, I would say the likelihood is that it's gone, but there's also a chance that a very small populace is remaining.
Okay.
Are carp, they don't belong in North America? Is that
Correct. Not common carp and grass carp. We have a fish called a buffalo carp, which is native, but
Okay.
it's not invasive and it doesn't cause problems because it's used to being here.
Are goldfish carp?
Yeah, same family.
It's kind of wild that goldfish are just like given out everywhere. Like
Everywhere.
every kid's got a goldfish, but
and
they're
people
like,
toss them in lakes.
yeah, and they're like crazy invasive.
There's a guy I follow online. Man, I don't remember. He's one
Carp
of the,
king.
No. He's a bow fishing guy, and he's probably shot over a dozen massive goldfish now.
Wow.
Yeah. So whatever this area he goes bow fishing in Louisiana, wherever it is,
Yeah.
you know, he's mostly shooting carp and stuff. But like
Right.
probably twice a year, he gets like a 20-pound goldfish.
That's wild because they don't stop growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
fucking crazy that they don't stop growing, by the way.
Next up on the list, the Las Vegas leopard frog. Again, declared extinct last year. Last sighted in 1942. Now, here's
Where
the thing
at?
about this. What's that?
Where?
What do you think, based on the name?
In leopard.
In Reno.
Well, here's the thing about, well, first of all, there's a lot of species and subspecies of leopard frog. But you think about the Las Vegas leopard frog, not a lot of water out there.
Not a lot.
Confined to very few waterways, and every bit of water that is in that part of the world is heavily utilized.
Okay. They're pumping the groundwater. They fucking don't have any water, and you got all these
Don't have any
casinos, right?
Yep.
I'm going to say this is still around.
I like that.
The reason why is frogs are durable little creatures. I think there's a population living in a sewer somewhere.
I hope so.
I mean, I really do. It's in some pipes.
That'd be nice.
You know, they're still around. There's plenty of insects to eat in there because
A lot of insects in Vegas, period.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I think
Parasites.
there's some. Hey, we got to go into the man-made structures,
Yeah.
right? Because that's where the water
That's
is.
different. Hey, look where they found that German beer slug.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So it's around.
Yeah. I mean, the problem with this frog is that it looks like any other frog. It's just a little bit, it has like a snake butt, a snake colored butt.
Snake butt.
So, I mean, I would think that people can't discern the difference between this frog and any other frog. So I'm going to agree with Pat here and go ahead and say that it's definitely living in the sewers eating bot flies.
There we go.
Yeah.
A lot of those in
What do you
Vegas.
think?
I think it's unlikely that it's still around.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right. Well, when I find some with a probe that I'm going to stick into the sewer, a probing camera.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be something
Kyle,
to
when we
see.
go to Vegas, remind me to stick a camera down the toilet.
All right, last one on the list declared extinct in 2022, coming out of Queensland, Australia.
Okay.
Now, what's why I saved this one for last and what makes this one the most appealing, this one was last sighted in 1990.
Okay.
So not that long ago compared to our others.
Sure.
Declined due to chytrid fungus, which is that disease that frogs get. We've talked about it here. It's spread. Remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Peter?
You
The disease
talked
that's
about it
spread
recently.
between all amphibians worldwide.
Right.
This is the mountain mist frog. Beautiful animal.
Mountain mist frog.
You want to go first?
Listen, this thing, God, it's hard just to say by looking at it, but I think it's a goner just because of all that frog disease that was going around the world.
Frog herps.
Frog heps. And there's just so many frogs. This is the second frog on our list, and I just don't think it's around because the other one's still there. For sure.
I think it's around. 32 years. The chytrid fungus is no good, but it's called the mountain mist frog.
Yep.
I'm guessing it lives up in the mountains.
Very good.
Not a lot of people going up there. I think there's a little population that just somehow was sheltered from the fungus and didn't have interaction with the infected frogs. So yeah, it's around. There's several thousand still up there.
I like
Maybe a
that.
million.
Several thousand. That's good. Good optimism. To wrap up our 2022 Extinct or Alive game, the reason I wanted you guys to weigh in is because my true opinion is that most of these animals, all of these animals, are actually gone. But that's okay. I hope I'm wrong. I still wanted to play the game. It's good to bring awareness to this because what I found
gonna prove you
amazing
wrong.
is that this list was published. Nobody talked about it.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Right.
We're so
Right.
we're so calloused to this idea of extinction that it's not even making news
It's
anymore.
so common. Yeah.
Yep, it's not even making news. We're like, yep, that's good. 4 or 5 more animals gone. Cool.
Right.
Don't care.
Yeah,
Heard
yeah.
it. Seen it.
Like news producers, like, wait, frogs went extinct? And they're like, yeah, these two kinds of frogs. And he's like, are there any frogs still alive? Well, yeah, that's not news.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm going to prove you wrong on the Vegas frog.
I hope so.
No one's looking in the sewer system.
If I were you, you're going with Kyle, right?
Yeah.
He's working for you on this. Send him in.
I think we could just get a probe.
Send him in.
What's that suit you
couple
got
hundred
that
feet.
has the electrical protection so the animals can't sense
The
it?
hex
hex
suit.
suit? Yeah.
Put him in a hex suit.
Put him in a hex suit. Give him a skateboard like a Ninja Turtle, and
Yeah.
just send him into
Just
the sewer.
roll them in.
Yeah,
And
just
you dress
roll
up
him
like
on
a
in.
rat.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really have to, but
I
go
see
down
no
there.
downside to that. And
Yeah.
if I can imagine the best sewers in the country, they're the place where you can eat an all-you-can-eat disgusting buffet 3 meals a day for $12.